live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us on 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Wednesday, December 13th. Going in depth tonight on those videos that have gone viral out of Midvale showing a woman going on racist tirades against a family for months. We've been covering this over the last 2 days. We'll go in depth on that tonight, but let's get to some of your headlines. You can find all of this on our website right now, KUTV.com. 2 Cache County employees are on administrative leave regarding a document filed by the county's elections office. The Lieutenant Governor's office contacted Cache County officials with concerns over that document. It's not clear what that document is, but Cache County has now launched an investigation. Also in your headlines tonight, the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates the same and the bank is anticipating 3 rate cuts next year. After today's announcement, the Dow Jones closed at a record high of more than $37,000. Also in your headlines tonight, a change in how Tooele City handles stray animals, prompting a lot of pushback from the public. The city announced it will only accept animals from police or animal control now. That means no more walk-ins or drop-offs. Finally, in your headlines tonight, more than a dozen small businesses in Salt Lake City are getting community grants. Mayor Aaron Mendenhall made the announcement today, saying more than $480,000 was approved for 15 small businesses, artists, and nonprofits. The community grant program is funded through the Federal American Rescue Plan. As we go in depth tonight, you can always get in touch with us during the show. You can use the hashtag 2NewsLive to join in on the conversation. We hope you do. A lot of you have been joining in on the one we're about to talk about. You can find us on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. Send a DM or just comment to weigh in and share your thoughts. Going in depth tonight on the viral video showing racist tirades towards a family in Midvale, the woman involved, Catherine Smith, had outstanding warrants. Amanda Gilbert has been following this closely and shares the latest after speaking with the family's attorney today.
The Midvale, Utah woman who has gone viral for her racist rants has been arrested and released. Midvale's mayor posted this on social media saying Catherine Smith was taken into custody last night on outstanding warrants. I'm hoping this is a positive step. This is the video that's been going viral. But Smith was arrested for outstanding warrants. Documents show she's facing a property damage charge for ripping up a neighbor's garden. She's also facing a misdemeanor assault charge. She's also been cited for disorderly conduct and speeding. Now, the neighbors and all this don't want to be identified right now for privacy and safety, but I did speak with their attorney representing them again, Tyler Ayers. Here's his reaction to the news of Smith's arrest.
Were you surprised when they did arrest her last night, or?
I was actually very surprised. I didn't hear about it until this morning, and I had to double check it. There's no question that it's reaction to the media coverage.
We now know that Catherine Smith will be arraigned in front of a judge in Midvale City Justice Court in January. Now, last night, Ariel Harrison spoke with Midvale Mayor Marcus Stevenson about the attention brought to the city and asked why something wasn't done sooner. The mayor admitted that he hadn't heard about all of this until he saw the videos circulating on social media.
It's important to know that between the police department and the city, we have put in over 100 hours into, again, finding a long-term solution for this case. Just again, with our criminal justice system being complicated, even when executing a warrant, there's a good chance that that individual is right back in their home, on the streets, within a few hours. And so I think that that's part of the lens that has been taken in this, again, as we try to find a long-term solution, is wanting to ensure that we don't unintentionally do something that could create a worse situation. And that's where all of this has nuance. But again, with that, I just can't imagine what this family has gone through, and we're taking every step we can to make sure it's addressed.
So now we're hearing from the attorney representing the family who's been going through all of this. First, talking about the response from local law enforcement. The woman accused of all the harassment against this family had apparently been doing this for months, and there were charges filed for some of those actions, including assault. The attorney calls out a much larger issue.
They could have put this to a stop to this months ago.
What went through your head when you saw that video, which is...
Unfortunately, it's all too familiar. You know, it's hardly the first video that I've seen like that here, and I suspect it won't be the last. It is maybe a step above most of them, though. I mean, you don't see a hateful woman like that driving around. And you certainly wouldn't expect it in Utah, would you? I think Utah has the worst racism problem in the country right now. And the primary reason we do is because we deny it. And we're not trying to fix the problem. Until they have to start paying money, they won't see the problem either. But like in the Izzy Tishner case, $2 million is a pretty good marker for the problem.
A number of factors at play here. The actions from the woman against the family, the charges against her, and the warrants that were on the table prior to today. Also, the language used. So last night we spoke with another attorney about hate speech and what's protected under the First Amendment. But that attorney that Jake Taylor spoke to says that this speech turns into something else when it's threatening and disorderly conduct.
For those of us who don't have a legal background, is there a line when when speech goes too far?
When it starts to reach conduct or urging someone to commit an offense like assault, or could lead to that, then it goes too far. Now, even hateful speech is protected. It's protected under the First Amendment. But striking somebody, as I watched this little video, apparently this woman, the offender, struck a pregnant woman in the stomach. Now, that's not permitted. That's assault, you know. And so oftentimes speech like we see in this video is accompanied by conduct. And that's not okay. Disorderly conduct, 76-9-102. If someone intends to cause public inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, okay, or recklessly creates a risk for that, and the person engages in fighting or violent, tumultuous, or threatening behavior, I think what I saw there was threatening. So I think it left the realm of pure speech and became disorderly conduct. Now, you know, I don't do criminal work, I don't do prosecution, but it sure seemed like that to me, that it left the sphere of mere speech, hateful speech, which is protected, and went to threatening behavior.
We've done a number of stories on this, most of them trending right now on our website. Head to KUTV.com to get up to speed on all of it. You can also head to our KUTV YouTube page. You can see some of the surveillance and cell phone videos, but we're also going to continue to cover this as we learn more. Stay tuned. Happening now, new lifts, more runs opening at Snowbasin Resort this week. The Becker lift opened today. One of my favorites, the Porky lift, Porcupine, gets you to some great terrain. John Paul, also a great one. Scheduled to start running on Friday. And looking ahead to next week, Snowbasin's newest lift. I'm excited about this one. It opens up more terrain opportunities for you on the Strawberry side of the mountain. The Demoisey Express, set to open for the first time Tuesday, December 19th. Demoisey will debut alongside a brand new patio located at the base of Strawberry. Did you get out to Snowbasin last year?
Oh, several times. Strawberry side is one of my favorite. Oh. It's wide open. Of course, we had so much snow last season. The problem, though, with the gondola is that whenever there's wind, the gondola shuts down. So this allows the chairlift to get to that Strawberry side and ski some of that great terrain. Yeah,
looking forward to that. And looking ahead, one of your favorite places, Chase, Beaver Mountain ski area, kicking off
where I grew up skiing.
The winter season this weekend. We've got the luxury of the live camera there as the sun just set a little while ago here. Love to see the snow on the ground up there. The resort in Garden City will be opening this Friday for pass holders. They'll open up Saturday for the rest of us, 9 a.m. And this is, again, a live look from that area now. And if you plan to head up on Friday, you have to have that current season pass. They got to have all the waivers signed there, Beaver. They do it by the paperwork for sure, to the T. And they are planning to open all chairlifts on Friday. Right now, they're reporting about 30 inches so far this season. I have never skied Beaver Mountain, so I need your perspective.
Yeah,
I'm going to get up there.
All natural snow. They don't make any snow. They do get a lot. Of course, nothing like the Cottonwood Canyons. If you go to the ticket office, you'll see Marge. She's the owner of Beaver Mountain.
Yes.
It just keeps it really local. And those ticket prices, yes, everything is going up, but when you compare it to all the other resorts, it is significantly cheaper to ski at Beaver Mountain. Oh. And so they're also building a new lodge right now, so you might maybe wait until next year until
Right.
the new lodge
I know there was a
opens.
lot of enhancements on the way. A lot of people are doing it, but it's great to see kind of those mom and pops.
Yeah. Stay mom
and pops for one, and then also continue to progress
Right.
for more people coming out. I will just shout out Christina Flores real quick. She did a really cool Eye on Your Money piece about the financial aspect of the resorts. She did a piece featuring the folks there at Beaver Mountain. Spoke to Marge and talked to the crew there about lift ticket prices. Go check it out on our website. It is really fascinating to notice the difference from place to place and where you'll pay the most. I bet you can guess.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
My sister taught skiing there. My grandpa taught skiing and snowboarding there, so a lot of history at Beaver Mountain. One of my favorites. Let's get to your forecast because we do have some cleaner air, which is great news. The problem, though, is that we had some strong winds, though, this morning where we hit those wind speeds in excess of 50 miles per hour. Didn't really cause any damage, so that's okay. But with that wind and this morning, it was a little chilly out there. Those wind speeds, though, primarily near the canyons along the east benches just a bit. Brian, your mic's still up. That's all right, though. We can hear you. So, yeah, we had those winds, but they're relaxing, though, this afternoon and this evening. But, again, we have good, clean air up and down the Wasatch Front. But it could return, the haze, starting tomorrow. It will likely probably get worse as we head into the weekend, but the forecast for now is for moderate air quality Thursday and Friday. To get out of the haze and the gunk that will likely build, you can head up to those ski resorts where it will be sunny and beautiful tomorrow. Temperatures also pretty nice for this time of year. We'll be in the mid-30s at Alta, Snowbird, Brighton, Solitude. Daytime highs, a little bit colder in the morning. Park City, Deer Valley, Snowbasin, and Powder Mountain will likely be in the upper 30s, near 40 degrees. So this storm system right here, it's kind of cut off from the jet stream, but you get that counterclockwise rotation, and that's why our winds have been out of the east, and they get kind of funneled through those canyons here in northern Utah. But it's producing a little bit of moisture down in southeastern Utah, which is actually great news where we need it. Nothing too significant, but we're seeing some light rain around Moab, some light mountain snow that will likely linger through tonight across southeastern Utah. But the heaviest mountain snow will stay in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico. Tomorrow morning, though, those showers will definitely start to diminish and we'll have clearing skies by tomorrow afternoon. Statewide, it looks pretty pleasant and those temperatures will be above average still. Keep in mind, normal high in Salt Lake now is 39 degrees and will likely be in the low to mid 40s. Sunny skies across northeastern Utah, 40 in Vernal, 47 in Price, St. George coming in at 54 degrees. Next weather maker, though, is that ridge of high pressure, and this time of year, of course, when we have stagnant air, that cold air gets trapped in the valleys because of our geography, and when you have a couple million people living along the Wasatch Front, you see a lot of pollution, and we're going to be seeing that pollution and haze this weekend and potentially into early next week. Now, there is a weak storm that's going to be passing by to our north, so there might be a couple light showers on Tuesday sometime, but it will weaken this ridge of high pressure and then allow for maybe a few more storms to move in by the following week and weekend. We're talking closer to Christmas. Things are still up in the air, but hopefully a more unsettled pattern, and maybe we'll see some snow for Christmas. Stay tuned. Mid-50s in St. George through Friday, near 60 over the weekend, and staying near 60 early next week, but we'll have more clouds by Tuesday and Wednesday. Salt Lake, mid-40s, above average. Temperatures will stay in the mid-40s through the weekend and early next week. Right now, the next 4 or 5 days dry. We've added a chance for a couple light showers on Tuesday, Brian, but right now it really doesn't look very impressive. So yes, we might get a little bit of mixing and we might weaken those inversions, but we're probably going to be adding haze to that forecast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
A little bit of false sense of hope there for the winter season from some of those really nice storms that we got over the past couple of weeks almost. You know, every 5-6 days felt like we had something cool moving through.
Yeah, we'd like to have more. However, when you look at all the ski resorts across the lower 48, we have the most here in Utah.
I will come back with a 903 chant another day. I'll give everyone a break today.
Oh, no, you're
just because that's what I'm looking at here.
It's starting to click that, hey, I might be right.
And
we're not going to hit 903.
Well, you're typically right.
Oh, thank you.
I just like poking at you because it's fun. Hey, remember to download our 2 News Weather app to know what the changes in your neighborhood. You can get updated forecasts, some live radar right on your phone. The app is free to download. Let's talk about what's coming up tonight. The Utah Jazz back at the Delta Center. They're taking on the old New York Knicks. And back when the Knicks were pretty darn good, too, in the 80s, several Jazz greats from that decade will be in town because they're celebrating the 80s. The Jazz celebrating 50 years too, so a lot of celebration this year. And just want you to know, you can watch this game on the home of the Utah Jazz, KJazz Channel 14. That game tipping off at 7 o'clock. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:30. So you know what's not on KJazz tonight? Arc Salt Lake. So at 7 o'clock, if you'd like to watch, you can watch on KMYU.
We have 3 stations right here. We
Yeah.
have KUTV, we have KJazz, and KMYU. So watch us. Arc Salt Lake starts at 7 o'clock. It's a new show. If you haven't watched yet, it's a lot of fun. We talk about what's kind of trending here locally and around